Thank you very much, Francis, and a big thank you to all the panelists and to all the participants from nationals and from the European Parliament. Now we're going straight forward to our Commissioner, to Commissioner Helena Dalli, who will give some concluding remarks. She is the first Equality Commissioner, and her role is to deliver on the union of the equality chapter within the political guidelines of President Ursula von der Leyen by strengthening Europe's commitment to equality and inclusion in all of its senses. And just let me add, we would like so much that she is chairing regularly a council formation on gender equality and diversity, as has been mentioned already by other members. So please, Helena, highly welcome. You have the floor.
Hello, good morning, Francis, Evelyn, nice to see you all. And honorable members of national parliaments also, and colleagues. So International Women's Day this year takes place at a particular time, roughly 1 year after the start of the coronavirus pandemic. When the virus hit us, it did not take too long before its disproportionate consequences for women were brought to light. So women were at the front line, as we've heard, in hospitals and care work, and were exposed to the virus and its health risks while caring for others. Women helped ensure that our essential services were kept running, and yet when childcare and schools closed, women were shouldering an even larger share of unpaid care work. We have also seen incidences of domestic violence increasing sharply during lockdown. Women are also feeling the financial strain more as they are overrepresented in the sectors affected most by the COVID-19 fallout. For instance, in the hospitality sector, where 61% of the workforce are women, employment fell by 23% between the second quarter of 2019 and the second quarter of 2020. So in addition, the decrease in total hours women worked was greater, and women were more likely than men to become inactive. So it is thus safe to say that the COVID-19 crisis has resulted in an exacerbation of long-standing gender inequalities. The achievements of the past years in the field of gender equality are thus at risk of being reversed. We must therefore make sure that the needs and perspective of women are at the center of the European recovery programs and funds. In December last year, the co-legislators reached an agreement on the Recovery and Resilience Facility, the biggest building block of the €750 billion Next Generation EU stimulus package. Both the European Parliament and the Council have now formally approved the regulation establishing the facility, and Member States should submit their national plans by the end of April. Thanks to your relentless support, the regulation establishing the Recovery and Resilience Facility is clear and strong on gender equality. It obliges Member States to explain how the measures in the national recovery plans are expected to contribute to gender equality and equal opportunities for all, and how these objectives will be mainstreamed in the plans. The Commission will examine carefully how this is implemented to ensure that the recovery plans have a strong gender dimension. These financial instruments can help implementing the policy proposals and make the recovery gender responsive. The EU's Gender Equality Strategy 2020-2025, whose first year we also celebrate this week, is our compass to promote gender equality, equal opportunities, and an inclusive recovery. The new Citizens' Equality, Rights and Values Programme will continue to promote funding for projects to promote gender equality and combating gender-based violence. But we also must bring women back to the labour market and invest more in care services. We have the instruments for that through the European Social Fund. This needs to be a priority for member states using the fund. While the economic recovery is implemented in a gender-responsive way, we also need to ensure that women's voices are heard and that their perspectives and concerns are reflected in the decisions taken. Women must play a key role in the decision-making, and inclusive and diverse perspectives in decision-making are crucial to ensure sustainable and resilient societies. Recent analysis point to a lack of gender-based balance in the COVID-19 crisis management structures in the EU and all over the world. Recent analysis covering 87 UN member states shows that only 3.5% of 115 identified COVID-19 decision-making and expert task forces have gender parity in their membership, while in 85.2% of cases, the majority are men. This is why the adoption of the Women on Boards Directive, which aims at promoting gender balance on corporate boards, figures high on the political agenda of this Commission. Today, women make up less than 8% of the CEOs of the EU's largest companies. This is, of course, not good enough. So I count on your continuous support to unblock this proposal, together with the current and the next Council presidency. I am honored to be part of a European Commission that is for the first time led by a woman president and has so far the most gender-balanced college. The 2019 European elections also saw the proportion of women members of this parliament break through the 40% threshold for the first time. The Commission continues to support member states in developing and implementing more effective strategies to increase the number of women in decision-making positions. And we will also promote the participation of women both as voters and as candidates in the 2024 European elections. I invite you to get on board in this effort. We need inclusive and diverse leadership to be able to address the complex challenges that decision makers face today. Leading equally throughout society is one of the 3 pillars of the EU gender equality strategy, and certainly one of my priorities. We need women everywhere in our societies, and we need them now more than ever. I thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Helena Dalli, and a lot of success on everything that is upcoming in the legislative work on women's rights. So thank you very much for your contribution at our session today. Gender is one of the crucial indicators in this crisis as to whether a person recovers unscathed or will have multiple elements of their life overturned. It is more than clear we need gender equality. We need strong women. Without the economic and social recovery will remain incomplete. And it is thus our duty and responsibility as policymakers to ensure that the differing and yet interlinked needs of people of all genders are taken into account and catered for in the COVID-19 response to build a more resilient, a more equal, a more just society. And so, again, a big thank you to all of you participating today. It was, again, so overwhelmingly interesting to see those fantastic panelists, to see what's happening at all levels in the health sector, in the successful enterprises, in the region. So somehow we really had the opportunity to listen and to have an exchange with strong women, with strong leaders in all these sectors, and therefore a big thank you to all of you. I really have to say with this, I would like to finish right now our session. I hope to see you again in the next International Women's Day Conference in 2022, and this I hope we'll do in real life. So somehow I think everybody is eagerly waiting for this. So I wish you a good health, strength in pursuing our shared goal of gender equality. Thanks to all of you, including the interpreters.